Welcome to GNP Sir Classes online lecture from Dr. Pramod Kumar on Unit 3 of Animal Nutrition Applied Ruminant Nutrition. This lecture will be an important resource for learning of second year BVSc students and those preparing for JRF examination in animal science. Here are the contents of today's talk. 1. Nutrient requirements and methods for assessing the energy and protein requirements for maintenance and production. 2. General principles of computation of rations. 3. Formulation of rations and feeding of dairy cattle and buffaloes. 4. Formulation of ration and feeding of sheep and goats. 5. Feeding of high-yielding animals and role of bypass nutrients. 6. Use of NPN compound for ruminants. And 7. Metabolic disorders and nutritional interventions. First, let's discuss what is ration. Ration. A ration is the feeds offered for a given animal during a day of 24 hours. The feed may be given at a time or in proportionate intervals. Balanced ration. A balanced ration is one that furnishes nutrients in such proportions and amounts that it will properly nourish a given animal for 24 hours. Morrison, 1956. These are maintenance ration, gestation ration and production rations. Maintenance ration. This is the minimum amount of feed required to maintain the essential body processes at their optimum rate without gain or loss in body weight or change in body composition. Ration formulation. Ration formulation depends on the nutrient requirement of the animal, dry matter intake capacity of the animal, availability and chemical composition of feed ingredients. Steps in formulating a ration. Calculate the probable DM intake. Calculate the nutrient requirement of the animal. Determine the amounts of available ingredients that must be fed to fulfill the animal's nutrient requirement. General principles of computation of rations. The ration should have highly digestible feed ingredients. The ration should be balanced. The ration must be palatable. A variety of feeds should be included in the ration. The ration should contain enough mineral matter. The ration should be fairly laxative. The ration should be fairly bulky to satisfy hunger. The ration should include green fodder and should be economical. Feeding requirements. The requirement of the quantity of DM depends on the body weight of the animal and also on the nature of its production. The dry matter requirements of different livestock are shown in the table. For example, zebu cattle require 2.5 kg per 100 kg body weight. Partitioning of dry matter. Dry matter is composed of 2/3 roughage and 1/3 concentrate. The roughage should include 1/3 green fodder and 2/3 dry roughage. The above is the example for the requirement of ration of a crossbred cow weighing 400 kg. Method for concentrate mixture formulation. The methods include Pearson square method, algebraic equation, by using computer, least cost feed formulation, linear programming, by trial and error method. The concentrate mixture, which provides at least 20% protein, 14-16% DCP, and 68-72% TDN. For palatability and laxative, a variety of feed should be included in the feed and balanced with minerals and vitamins. The amount of concentrate mixture and straw, which provide maintenance requirements for adult dairy cattle, such as straw for dairy cattle 4 to 6 kg, concentrate mixture 1 to 2 kg. Gestation ration. During pregnancy, from the 5th month onwards, more nutrients should be provided for proper growth of the fetus and to prepare the mother to produce more milk production on calving. For this, in addition to maintenance ration, 1 to 2 kgs of concentrate mixture is recommended as shown in the table. Production ration. Production ration is the additional quantity of ration for milk production over and above the maintenance requirement. For cows, 1 kg concentrate is required for every 2.5 kgs of milk, and for buffaloes 1 kg for every 2.0 kgs of milk produced. This table shows the nutrient requirement on the basis of metabolic body size. This table shows the requirements for digestible, crude protein and total digestible nutrients for maintenance, production, work and pregnancy. The maintenance, production and gestational requirements of ration for zebu cattle and buffalo or crossbred cows are shown in this table. Remember them as they are frequently asked in your examinations. The names of vitamins and their synonyms are explained in this table. This table shows the differences between the fat-soluble and water-soluble vitamins. The first fat-soluble vitamin that we discuss is vitamin A. It occurs in three forms: aldehyde, retinol; acetic, retinoic acid; alcoholic, retinol; esters of retinol, retinol esters. In addition to retinol, another form of vitamin A isolated from fish is vitamin A. Vitamin A is necessary for normal vision. Vitamin A deficiency, in terms of the need for the resynthesis of rhodopsin, results in night blindness, nyctalopia. Outer segments of rods lose their opson, degeneration of rods, and later on cones, leading to blindness. Xerophthalmia is a dry condition of cornea, and conjunctiva, cloudiness, and ulceration. Deficiency of vitamin A in ruminants results in night blindness, xerophthalmia, rough hair coat, edema of joints, and brisket, low conception rates, abortion and stillbirths, the birth of blind calves, and abnormal semen and reduced libido. In poultry, it results in ataxia, slower growth, lowered resistance to infection, eye lesions, muscular incoordination, ruffled feathers, decreased egg production, and embryonic mortality. Vitamin D. Vitamin D is a sunshine vitamin, and there are two major natural sources of vitamin D: cholecalciferol, vitamin D3 that occurs in animals, and uricalciferol, vitamin D2 that occurs in plants. Primary functions: enhancement of intestinal absorption and mobilization, retention and bone deposition of calcium and phosphorus, development of teeth and bone. Deficiency leads to failure of bone mineralization, resulting in rickets in young and osteomalacia in adults. Antirachitic vitamin. The deficiency of vitamin D in ruminants can result into rickets in young animals and osteomalacia in adults. Congenital malformations can also occur from extreme deficiencies in the diet of the mother. The deficiency of vitamin D in poultry results in rickets that is characterized by severe weakness of the legs. There is a tendency to rest frequently in a squatting position, a disinclination to walk, and a lame, stiff-legged gait. The beaks and claws become soft and friable. Beading of ribs at their junctions with the spinal column. Reduced size of thorax due to bending of the sternum. Thinning of the shells of the eggs. Decreased egg production and reduced hatchability. Hence may show a penguin-like squat due to extreme leg weakness. Vitamin E. Vitamin E is an essential fat-soluble vitamin. Natural vitamin E is the mixture of two classes of compounds, tocopherols and tocotrienols. There are four principal compounds of each of these two sources of vitamin E activity: alpha, beta, gamma, delta, differentiated by the presence of methyl, CH3, groups at positions 5, 7 or 8 of the ring. Vitamin E helps in disease resistance. It has a protective role in disease prevention. It is a natural antioxidant and helps in maintaining the membrane structure and prostaglandin synthesis. The deficiency of vitamin E results in white muscle disease, mulberry heart disease, exudative diathesis, and encephalomalacia and muscular dystrophy in poultry. Other problems can be failure of spermatogenesis and yellow fat disease. Vitamin K. Vitamin K is the last fat-soluble vitamin to be discovered, having a major role in blood clotting, but the presence of various vitamin K-dependent proteins suggests a role other than blood clotting also. They are 2-methyl-1,4-naphthaquinone derivative. Main forms: piloquinone, plant, K1, menaquinone, microorganism, K2, and menadione, synthetic, K3. Vitamin K is the antidote for dicamarole, sulfonamide, monogastric species, coumarins in sweet clover converted to dicamarole by molds attacking sweet clover, mycotoxin, zearalenone, and warfarin. Deficiency diseases in ruminants include stiffness and lameness from bleeding into muscle, hematoma, epistaxis, gastrointestinal bleeding, sudden death after injury due to hemorrhage. In poultry, little intestinal synthesis due to short digestive tract, hemorrhagic blemishes on breast, leg and wing, hemorrhage of the abdominal cavity and intestine, and anemia. Now let's talk about water-soluble vitamins. First, let's talk about vitamin C functions. Plays an important role in the formation of collagen and intercellular cement substances, capillaries, teeth, bone. Plays an important role in the oxidative reduction reaction of living cells. Plays an important role in the absorption of iron and incorporation of plasma iron into ferritin. Plays an important role in the hydroxylation of deoxycorticosterone, tryptophan, phenylalanine. Here are the vitamin C deficiency signs. Scurvy in adults, weakness, bleeding, loosened teeth, swollen joints, hemorrhages. Infantile scurvy, anorexia, listlessness, leg is drawn up to abdomen, swelling at ends of long bone. Gums swollen, dyspnea, cyanosis, convulsions and death if not treated. Delay in wound healing. Next, we discuss vitamin B1, thiamine, functions. Thiamine pyrophosphate is a coenzyme involved in oxidative decarboxylation of pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme A and alpha-ketoglutarate to succinyl-CoA in the TCA cycle. Vitamin B1 deficiency symptoms. Stargazing in poultry. In chicks, deficiency of thiamine leads to anorexia, emaciation, and polyneuritis characterized by head retraction, nerve degeneration and paralysis, which is otherwise called a stargazing posture. Cerebrocortical necrosis in ruminants, anorexia, emaciation, muscular weakness and progressive dysfunction of the nervous system. Polyneuritis in pigeon, beriberi in human, chastec paralysis in foxes. Vitamin B2, riboflavin, functions. It is a constituent of flavor proteins, flavin mononucleotide, FMN, and flavin adenine dinucleotide, FAD. They are involved in amino acid and carbohydrate metabolism. Deficiency symptoms. Curled toe paralysis, clubbed down condition. Poor appetite, retarded growth, vomiting, skin eruptions and eye abnormalities. In chicks, riboflavin deficiency causes curled toe paralysis caused due to peripheral nerve degeneration, in which the chicks walk on their hocks with the toes curled inwards. In breeding, hen deficiency causes decreased hatchability. Embryonic abnormalities occur, including the clubbed down condition in which the down feather continues to grow within the follicle, leading to curled feathers. Niacin, nicotinamide, functions. Nicotinamide functions in the animal body as the active group of two important coenzymes, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, NAD, and nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate, NADP. These coenzymes are involved in the mechanism of hydrogen transfer in living cells. Deficiency symptoms. Pellagra. In pigs, deficiency symptoms include poor growth, anorexia, enteritis, vomiting and dermatitis. Deficiency symptoms are particularly likely in pigs and poultry if diets with a high maize content are used, since maize is a poor source of niacin or tryptophan. 2. Black tongue occurs in dogs with niacin deficiency. Vitamin B6, pyridoxine, functions. Of the three related compounds, pyridoxine, the corresponding aldehyde derivative is pyridoxal and the amine is pyridexamine. The most actively functioning one is pyridoxal in the form of the phosphate. Pyridoxal phosphate plays a central role as a coenzyme in the reactions by which a cell transforms nutrient amino acids into mixtures of amino acids and other nitrogenous activities of transaminases and decarboxylases, necessary for conversion of tryptophan to niacin. The vitamin is believed to play a role in the absorption of amino acids from the intestine. Deficiency symptoms. Affects the animal's growth rate. Convulsions may also occur, possibly because a reduction in the activity of glutamic acid decarboxylase results in an accumulation of glutamic acid. In addition, pigs exhibit a reduced appetite. Chicks on a deficient diet show jerky movements, while in adult birds hatchability and egg production are adversely affected. Pantothenic acid. Functions. R.J. Williams named this vitamin pantothenic acid, means from everywhere. Pantothenic acid acts through coenzyme A and acyl carrier protein. Play a role in the transfer of two carbon units and acyl group. Deficiency symptoms. Goose stepping in pigs. Folic acid. Functions. Folic acid is converted into tetrahydrofolic acid, which functions as a coenzyme in the mobilization and utilization of single carbon groups, e.g., formol, methyl maturation of RBCs. Deficiency symptoms. Poor growth, macrocytic anemia. Biotin. Functions. Biotin serves as the prosthetic group of several enzymes that catalyze the transfer of carbon dioxide from one substrate to another. In animals, there are three biotin-dependent enzymes of particular importance: pyruvate carboxylase, acetyl coenzyme A carboxylase, propionyl coenzyme A carboxylase. Avidin, a protein present in the raw white of eggs, can induce biotin deficiency, which combines with the vitamin and prevents its absorption from the intestine. Deficiency symptoms. Fatty liver and kidney syndrome. In poultry, biotin deficiency causes reduced growth, dermatitis, leg bone abnormalities, cracked feet, poor feathering and fatty liver and kidney syndrome, FLKS. In pigs, biotin deficiency causes foot lesions, alopecia, hair loss, and a dry scaly skin. Spectacle eye condition. Choline. Functions. It is a component of lecithins which play a vital role in cellular structure and activity. It also plays an important part in lipid metabolism in the liver by preventing the accumulation of fat in this organ. It serves as a donor of methyl groups in trans-methylation reactions. It is a component of acetylcholine which is responsible for the transmission of nerve impulses. Choline can be synthesized in the liver from methionine, and the level of methionine in the diet therefore influences the exogenous requirement for this vitamin. Deficiency symptoms. Porosis, slipped tendon. Choline is also concerned with the prevention of porosis or slipped tendons in chicks. Fatty liver. Deficiency symptoms, including slow growth and fatty infiltration of the liver, have been produced in chicks and pigs. Vitamin B12, cyanocobalamin, also called as anti-pernicious anemia factor, chick growth factor, cow manure factor, and animal protein factor 0.65. Microorganisms in the rumen synthesize B12 if cobalt is supplied adequately in the diet. Vitamin B12 is only metabolic essential but not dietary essential in ruminants. Vitamin B12 is metabolic essential as well as dietary essential in monogastric animals. Functions. Coenzyme of vitamin B12 is methylcobalamin. Function include isomerases, dehydrases. Biosynthesis of methionine from homocysteine. Of special interest in ruminant nutrition is the role of vitamin B12 in the metabolism of propionic acid into succinic acid. In this pathway, the vitamin is necessary for the conversion of methylmalonyl coenzyme A into succinyl coenzyme A, maturation of RBCs, synthesis of DNA and RNA. Deficiency symptoms. Pernicious anemia, megaloblastic, macrocytic anemia, poor growth, poor feathering, decreased hatchability, dermatitis and rough coat. Defects in the synthesis of DNA. Some non-protein nitrogen sources used in animal feeding are shown here. Ammonia toxicity. Goat nutrition. The kids' nutrition is shown in the above table. Doe nutrition. Feed based on stage of production, dry, breeding, early gestation, late gestation, lactation, needs 6-8 hours grazing. Dry matter requirement 2%, concentrate mixture at 150,350 grams, digestible crude protein 12%, weaning and breeding. The most critical period for doe nutrition is the last 50 days. Lack of enough energy in the feed can cause pregnancy tochemia, ketosis, in does. Need 4 to 4.5% of body weight. Utilize pasture and supplement feeding. Grazing 4-5 hours per day. In addition to grazing, animals should be fed with a concentrate mixture at 250 to 350 grams per animal per day. Feeding lactating doe. Doe nutrition it is the key to early kid growth. Lactation peaks at 2 to 4 weeks. Feed at 4 to 5% body weight. The following rations may be recommended. 6 to 8 hours grazing plus 10 kilograms cultivated green fodder per day. 6 to 8 hours grazing plus 400 grams of concentrate mixture per day. 6 to 8 hours grazing plus 800 grams of good quality legume hay per day. Buck nutrition. Utilize pasture when available. Feed intake 3 to 3.5% of body weight. The common practice is allowing the bucks to graze 6 to 8 hours. Usually, it will meet the nutritional requirements of the buck. Where there are facilities for separate feeding of the buck, it may be given 500 grams of a concentrate mixture. Metabolic diseases. Energy-related disorders include fatty liver syndrome, ketosis, rumen acidosis, laminitis, abomasum displacement, milk fat depression. Minerals and vitamin-related disorders include hypocalcemia, milk fever, udder edema, retained placenta. Thanks for watching. Kindly share, comment, like, and subscribe GNP Sir Classes official YouTube channel.